March 1st marks the start of National Quilting Month. What better time to honor a great American handicraft? A handicraft that makes the town Luke Burbank is visiting so special.
For a long time, Hamilton, Missouri was known for being the boyhood home of J.C. Penney, and really not much else. But today, this small farming community has a new claim to fame.
Hallelujah! We made it to the motherland! Woo!
It's the Disneyland of quilting.
Feed dogs that hide when you're quilting in rings.
Yes, quilting.
If there was a place in heaven for quilters, we're there.
We're here.
This trio of quilters came here all the way from Australia.
Are you going to go to New York City while you're here?
No.
Miami, Florida, Washington, D.C.?
No.
Hamilton, Missouri is where you got to be.
It's all thanks to the Missouri Star Quilt Company, which opened a small store here back in 2008. And not long after, visitors started coming by the busload.
Welcome, everybody. If you like fabric, you're at the right place.
To do a little shopping.
It's $8.31. I can't beat that.
In one of its now 13 shops.
I'm thinking of the baby quilt.
You take the pins out of your cut applique, shake your pattern open.
Or to take a class.
I want this moved over another thread's worth.
But most of all, hopefully, to catch a glimpse of this woman, a real-life celebrity, Jenny Doan.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Doan is part motivational speaker.
What you have passion for, what you love, you figure out a way to do it differently. You don't stop doing it.
Part stand-up comedian.
I said to my dad one day, how can I have children this old? He goes, well, how do you think I feel?
And maybe most importantly, for the business, a YouTube star.
So let me show you how to do this. So we're going to do the easy 8, which means we're going to draw an X diagonally.
How many of these tutorials have you done?
I think over 700. I do one every single Friday. When you sew the blades together, you want this part up here to match, right here.
Do you ever run out of things to talk about?
Rarely. I think my husband would love it if I ran out of things to talk about, but I can talk. Talking is one of the things I do very well.
Now this is the part of the story where we tell you that things weren't always so upbeat for Jenny Doan and her family. Some 20 years ago, Jenny and her husband Ron and their 7 kids, yes, 7, were struggling. They eventually went bankrupt, and looking for somewhere cheaper to live than California, where they had been, Jenny's husband Ron made a fateful and kind of random decision.
He said, I think we should move to the Midwest. And I looked at him and I said, where is that exactly? The Midwest. And he's like, well, it's over here, and he literally picked a place off a map.
And so the Doans moved, sight unseen, to Hamilton, Missouri, where life was good at first, but then came the 2008 market crash.
We lost our retirement, and at the time, I think Ron and I were like 50. We're not worried about it. We're like, we'll just keep working. It's no big deal.
Listen, I speak as one of 7 kids with parents. We, the kids, worry about this stuff.
It's exactly right. And us as parents, we're like, we'll be fine.
Yeah, because we're going to be taking care of you.
Right. I don't want Mom living in my basement, so let's find something for her to do.
And so 2 of the Doan kids, Al and Sarah, along with a friend Al met during his Mormon mission, decided to turn their mom's hobby into a business and opened their very first quilt shop. The kids would run the business side while Jenny would be its face. In the beginning, business was slow until Al Doan got an idea to make a YouTube video starring his mom. It didn't go great.
And I'm like, here's my amazing window and the fabulous door, and here's my quilt machine, and I flung out my back leg, and when my leg came down, it was wrapped up in the cord. He's still filming. He's like, and Mother's down, and so I'm laying on the floor. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I really hurt myself. And he said, really? What do you want me to do? Call 911? I said, could you please call 911? Turns out I broke my leg.
That is a very inauspicious start to your video career.
Welcome to Missouri Star Quilt Company's Tips and Tricks.
First videos, I always apologize for those because literally I'm in a wheelchair. There are crutches behind me. But the worst is I'm so medicated.
When we machine quilt your quilt at the shop.
Despite that unlucky break, Jenny's videos eventually did take off
You may know me from our easy-to-follow quilting tutorials
and helped make Missouri Star's website one of the biggest sellers of fabrics and quilting supplies in the country. And as the online business grew, the Doans were also transforming Hamilton, opening more quilt shops, even a place for the occasional husband who found himself in Hamilton, a place to put up his feet, maybe take a nap, or watch the game.
I love this chair I'm sitting in. Gives me a little rest from walking around in the shops.
There we go. These days, just about the entire Doan family is part of the operation. There's Al, Sarah, Natalie, Jake, daughter-in-law Misty, and then, of course, Jenny and Ron, the parents.
I mean, this is a reality show that's just generally not being filmed. Would you be against it being a reality show?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Well, because they always make somebody be the bad guy, and we don't really have a bad guy in our family. Don't talk, Al.
There's always one person. As for the financial troubles the Doans once had, well, as you might guess, that's not really a problem anymore.
Is this the first time, sort of collectively, you guys as a family have been able to kind of take a breath?
Absolutely.
You would get $50 for a week of food for 7 kids.
I could feed my family on $50 a week in food. I could write a book on that.
It's hard to break out of that mentality, though, right?
Yeah.
It really is.
It's actually been really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I can go to the grocery store and buy anything I want, and I don't have to have it in a section of, this is what I have to have, this is what I hope I can have, that was huge for me.
Fame and fortune aside, Jenny Doan says she'll be staying in Hamilton, Missouri, doing what she loves, quilting.
And we're still sewing at our 1/4 of an inch all the way across.
And teaching.
So now I think you should iron this.
No matter who the student might be.
I have actually a pretty good iron.
There we go.
That's one of my few domestic skills. So I just want to iron this flat.
Well, you want to iron on our little ironing board over
Okay.
there.
All right.
This
Strike
mat,
one.
yeah, this
Sorry.
is not good.
Okay.
So we're going over here. And
I had one job and I almost just messed it up. Sorry, no tutorial this week. The guy from CBS ruined it.